background, and then introduce Devin Midland, and then obviously you may have any questions.
Okay.
Okay? Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, April the 20th. With 4 days before the Tuesday, April 24 primary, I declared my candidacy seeking the Republican nomination based on a write-in for the 103rd State House of Representatives District. I've come to this decision after a lot of thought. I'm disappointed in the tone and tenor of the Democratic candidates on their side, and I believe that the citizens deserve a choice in the fall election. I believe and I know that I'm the best candidate. I will be the best advocate for the voters and taxpayers of the 103rd District. By way of background, I moved from Philadelphia in 1991. I came to central Pennsylvania. I bought my house here in Shipoke in 1995, and I have survived 3 floods. I serve on the board of the Harrisburg Authority and led the effort for the forensic investigation, which uncovered troubling information about the $300 million in debt incurred for the Harrisburg incinerator. I also serve as the Harrisburg Chamber's chair of their Environmental and Energy Resources Committee, on the Executive Council of the Pennsylvania Bar Association Environmental and Energy Law Section, and I've been the co-chair of the Pennsylvania Small Business Development Center statewide Advocacy and Resource Development Board for the past 15 years. In that capacity, I was instrumental in obtaining the first $1 million from the legislature for the Environmental Management Assistance Program, which helps small businesses with environmental compliance. I look forward to at least 300 write-in votes, which is the minimum necessary to qualify for the November ballot. And I want to stress to the Democratic voters in the 103rd District, please do not write my name in on the Democratic ballot. I believe all 4 candidates are worthy of consideration. They have spent much time and effort. They deserve a decision from the Democratic voters. Please do not write me in on the Democratic side. However, to the victor in the Democratic primary, I look forward to a vigorous debate of the issues facing those in the 103rd District. I'm pleased now to introduce Devin Midland, who is a former Republican candidate for mayor of Harrisburg, who has a statement to make.
Thank you all. I'm here because I want to wholeheartedly support and endorse the candidacy of Bill Cluck. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania's 103rd, and frankly all of Pennsylvania, needs to get beyond insider party politics. We've had just too much of that. We need someone who's going to advocate on behalf of us, who is not going to be there as representing a party caucus. We have had need for that for some time in Pennsylvania, and certainly here in the 103rd District. Bill's smart. He has been with us. He has stood for us. He has worked diligently on the issues that are important to the constituency in the 103rd District, and he's done so in the face of very powerful interests who have tried to impose their profit at our expense. The Republican ballot is open, and this is an opportunity for Republicans in this city to step up and to put someone on the ballot who represents everything that's good about what public service ought to be. We can provide our community with a candidate that will vigorously debate the issues and represent the best interests in the very best way. So I would hope and urge Republicans in the 103rd District to write Bill Cluck in, and I really am very pleased and thankful that he's taken this mantle up and stepped forward as he has. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Devin. With that, if anybody has any specific questions?
Are there even 300 Republican votes in this district?
Absolutely. There's, I believe that 62,000 are in the district, total voters, and almost half of them are Republican.
So to be clear, you don't want to be written in on the Democrat side. You want Republicans to go and vote you in on their side.
That's right. On the Republican ballot, there'll be no candidates under 103rd House. You push the write-in button. You get a pen, you write Bill Cluck in the little slot, close the slot, then go on and vote for whoever else you're going to vote for. On the Democratic side, frankly, it's a waste of time. Maybe it's a protest by some people, but it really serves no purpose.
So write you in on the Democrats.
Correct.
But why are you waiting till now? This is clearly unorthodox. We've known Ron Buxton was retiring for a while now. Why did you wait until now to actually do this?
I've never had an interest in running for office. I always have wanted to be a servant. I thought I was best as an advocate behind the scenes, keeping government honest. There have been a couple of events, in addition to being disappointed with the 4 candidates on the Democratic side, there have been some things in my personal life that have led me to reassess where I am right now. I've lost 2 of my closest friends recently. Ken Reeves was the senior vice president after that. When I was at Penn State, I was president of student government. Ken was my vice president. He's been one of my closest friends and confidants for 30 years. And about 3 weeks ago, Ken was taking down the Christmas lights on his house and fell to his death tragically, 6 months after his marriage. And I pledged to serve and run this campaign in his honor and his memory. The other was one of my best friends since college, Jim Somerset. Jim was 53, died from Parkinson's disease. Watching him battle Parkinson's was tragic. And one of the issues I'm looking at is the medical use of marijuana. Back in 1976, as a freshman in college, I was the lobbyist for Pennsylvania Normal. I was the person in the state legislature advocating, way back in 1976, the medical use of marijuana, particularly for glaucoma patients. I got to know Bob Randall very well. Bob was the first person in the United States to be prescribed medical marijuana based on his glaucoma. Unfortunately, Bob passed away a few years ago, but I spent a number of years advocating in the legislature. Unfortunately, it's now 30 years later, Mark Cohen's bill is languishing. And I think it's something, its time has come. So, based on that assessment, and being 54 years old, and having gone through a 3rd flood, I said, you know what, it's time to step up. And should I have run in the Democratic primary? I don't know. I was September flood, I've been dealing with that. I just got my appliances the other day. So, now I'm ready to serve. Hopefully the Republican voters understand, and those who know me recognize my advocacy. I look forward to their ratings.
Some would describe the Pennsylvania General Assembly as the most partisan elected body in the nation. How do you see yourself as elected being able to work? Or would you see yourself being able to work at both sides of the party?
Absolutely. Crossing party lines is very important, and that's one of the biggest problems, is that we have a divide between Democrats. But the 2-party system, in essence, is really one party. But what needs to be done is an advocate for 3rd-class cities. There's change that has to happen on how we generate